Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Tuesday, April 23rd. I'm up here at Long Beach Island Surf, here to share an updated fish report with you folks. Since my last update report, we had a lot of changes, a lot of new introductions here in the area, a lot of awesome species to be targeting the local fishing front here on Long Beach Island. Right now we got a beautiful day, so you can see behind me, got a nice, beautiful ocean, sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. Water temperature right now in the ocean is about 50-52 degrees, depending on the different locations. You take a look at the Atlantic City, I guess that's the pier, the ocean buoy. It says 52. You'll see it spikes in the midday. It's due to the sunnier days. So the sea surface temperature is probably right around 52 is I think what I saw last yesterday afternoon. But you'll see at night it drops down about 50 degrees. That's why I'm calling it 50-52. With that water temperature spiking up above 50 degrees or hitting that 50 degree mark a couple days back, had a lot of new, activity here in the local area. Going back, say last week, we had even 2 weeks, we've had an awesome fishery in the back bays. Striped bass fishing, black drum fishing, a number of reports of kingfish in the bay. That was kind of all, going on, earlier this month here. More recently, with that warmer water temperature in the ocean, started seeing some bigger class striped bass showing up off the surf. Also saw season's first bluefish who had a weigh-in yesterday. Al P, I think it's Parente, I believe his last name. Also Brandy Hillgass. They both weighed in bluefish yesterday, caught off Long Beach Island Surf. That was Mid-Island Surf, Ship Bottom Surf City area, called Mid-Island. I think both of those fish were caught in the afternoon. Low tide today is 2 o'clock. Incoming tide really all afternoon, right into the sunset, past sunset. I believe they were caught on the bottom of the tide or the incoming tide, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But both those weigh-ins came in yesterday. Number of striped bass reports over the last few days, weekend. Striped bass on clam is kind of the theme here on the LBI surf. Plenty of striped bass getting caught. It's not one report here, one report there. Numerous reports. It's awesome to see when a couple buddies go out and each guy catches a couple fish, so it's been pretty good fishing here. I was out of town for the weekend attending a wedding down in Florida. Got a lot of reports sent in to me while I was down there. I was actually thinking about doing a Key West fishery report talking about Long Beach Island while I was down there, but figured I would just wait till I get back, so here I am. We do have the full moon, I think that is tomorrow, so it's good to see that all this is progressing as we kind of enter into the season here, as things get grinding. Like I mentioned, water's warming up, a lot of new species showing up. Yesterday's store staffer, Frankie, have reported first blowfish. Maybe there's blowfish caught before that, but it's the first blowfish that I heard of caught in the local area. He was fishing the surf. He's also been catching some striped bass on the beach clamming, but he also shared a photo of a blowfish that he got yesterday. So I mentioned blowfish, I mentioned kingfish, striped bass, black drum, bluefish. There's been a couple weak fish already caught. Things are happening. Spring season's really grinding on all cylinders right now. Weather's good. We'll be able to look out. There's a offshore, low pressure system. We're gonna see some groundswell coming in tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Maybe you see behind me, there's already a little bit of a longer period groundswell on the beaches right now. I almost got caught by that one. You'll see there's, I'd say about 2 foot swell, maybe 3 foot, but a powerful 2 to 3 foot. Longer period groundswell. Onshore breezy winds right now. I don't know, maybe it's blowing 5 to 10 out of the easterly, southeast. I think that wind's going to kick up a little bit more later in the day. It's most of the time what happens when you have a sunny day like this. You get the southerly sea breezes. If you're hitting the surf right now, I think if you're fishing less than 4 ounces, you might be struggling. I think you're probably going to need 4 to 5, maybe even 6 ounces with this groundswell. Maybe more powerful in certain areas sometimes. Some areas down in Beach Haven, Holgate have a little more of a sweep. Sometimes up in Harvey Cedars in North End, you can get a little bit more sweep. Sometimes, Mid-Island, Long Beach Township where I'm hiking through now, or Brant Beach, Ship Bottom, Surf City. Sometimes you can find some pockets of water where you might not need as much lead, but be on the lookout for that if you are fishing, today or tomorrow. Bring a little extra lead. Tomorrow I saw 3 to 5 foot powerful groundswell. Looks like the biggest day of the week. Kind of see how that goes. Looks like the wind's swinging more westerly then, so that's sometimes you can always say west is best. Sometimes it's better to have the wind at your back than in your face, but most of the time I'm fishing off the beach, I like the wind in my face with some whitewater. We got some beautiful whitewater as I'll swing around and show you here. Right across the bar there. Like I mentioned, dropping tide right now, low tide about 2 o'clock. Beautiful water. I don't see any seaweed here at the high tide line that was left over from, I guess, whatever the tide, high around 8 o'clock this morning. The time of this video is about 10 a.m. Hopefully this brings some value to you now and throughout the entire season. Be sure to stop in Fisherman's Headquarters, get geared up. We're located at the entrance of Long Beach Island here in Ship Bottom. The road work has finally been settling down a little bit. We're still waiting for our curbs and sidewalks, so our yard's still somewhat of a mess. See how that progresses here the next couple days, next week or so. They promise to be out of here pretty soon. So just be aware if you're coming on the LBI. The entrance is still in the same spot to the shop, but it's a little more challenging, kind of getting in and out. Just figured to share a little heads up on that. If you can, kind of pull in and then pull in down to the western end rock lot. It's the easiest way to kind of get in and park, and then also get out as well. But hopefully all this bridge construction's past us here soon. I saw they did a new asphalt and striping, the painting of the lines there, which was good to see. Before I left, that was still a mess. So hopefully they'll tie everything up here soon. They're supposed to be out of here. I think it's early to mid-May, so they've only got a week or two left. So hopefully they're wrapping things up. See how that goes. Once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. Be sure to stop by Fisherman's Headquarters, say what's up, get your fresh clams, maybe live green crabs. It's actually something I missed going back on that report. Tog fishing's phenomenal. I don't believe I mentioned anything about tog. Right now we're in the prime time tog season in April. Jetty fishing, also on the reefs and wrecks. Really good quality tog. I mean, you can call it really all month, whenever that weather allows, whenever the seas are, say, on the fair side. Let boats get out there and do some fishing. We got green crabs, white crabs in stock. Now's the best time of the season to get out in the spring to get in on some big old tog. Barnegat Inlet Jetty has plenty of fish. Mentioning Barnegat Inlet, you also catch striped bass there. It's a great opportunity right now as these fish are moving in and out of the bay, the local, say, surf region. The inlet is kind of the mix of it all. That's where you're going to find striped bass, bluefish, and tog, mostly spring in, spring out. So definitely would not be a bad spot to take a peek, as well as, like I mentioned, the open surf. Had a really big fish caught just the other day by Gary Gapaldi. I think he got that on clam. He said he had numerous striped bass over a couple day period of time. I think he was fishing the south end surf, maybe I'm wrong. I saw Chris Messino send in a photo or two. He actually was catching fish on plugs or lures. He was fishing diamond jig. I saw he sent a photo in, caught on a diamond jig, so there's some anglers casting lures. It's not all bait. Most of the action has been on clam. Been hearing reports, like I mentioned, from the south end, mid island, and north end. So there's definitely a good body of fish here on Long Beach Island right now, both in the surf and in the bay. Bayside's still loaded with fish. I would say the drum reports have kind of slimmed down a little bit, but they're definitely around. So if you want to get out and try for some drum, fishing clam, be sure to fish a little heavier tackle than you would for, say, the dink stripers that were going on earlier in the season. Might want to gear up a little heavier, some heavier leader, maybe in the 50-pound test, 60-pound test. The bluefish around, it's not a bad idea to be fishing 60 or even sometimes 80 if you're chunking off the beach with bunker clam. Speaking of bunker, we are struggling to get some. Last few years, bunker have been kind of, say, less and less, fewer and far between. We do have some calls out. We've had some calls out to our local bait guys. We'll hopefully have some bunker in as soon as possible, but there definitely is a little bunker shortage here in the Garden State. But for surf anglers, that's actually a good thing. When I say a good thing, that's because these striped bass, rather than staying offshore and sitting and feasting on these big bunker pods and having a field day, they're going to get in up along the wash. They're going to get inside the bar and into the trough, and they're going to root around in the, say, the jumble and in the right along the lip of the beach, right in the shore break, and they're going to be snooting around with their nose and rooting around looking for crabs, clams. So that's why clams and even sand fleas would be a great bait to fish right now. We've actually got sand fleas. We've had them in and out of stock mostly every day. Store staffer Paul's been getting out there and getting some fleas for us as much as he possibly can. It's a struggle, but he does a hard work and good job getting them for us. He actually had a striped bass just the other day, yesterday, day before. He sent me a photo, texted a photo to me while I was away. So just definitely wanted to mention that fishing sand fleas off the surf for striped bass or clam would be your best bet. If you want to get bunker, that's fine. Definitely get some hungry striped bass here as they're coming out of their winter migration. Winter hibernation and getting active on the migration up the coast. I saw bigger fish here just the other day. Like I mentioned, Gary's fish. So it seems like some bigger class of fish are showing up. His fish had the microbacteriosis, which is the kind of skin-eating, flesh-eating bacteria that lives on the striped bass. Most of those fish, to the best of my knowledge, are out of Chesapeake Bay. So it's good to see that Chesapeake Bay fish, or that stock of fish, that run of fish coming up and through the area. We'll see kind of how they stick around in the next couple days, weeks. I've been hearing some local reports from the area here, some bigger fish, also further south and also further north. So it definitely seems like that wave of fish has arrived and is moving through the local area. I assume that the other areas, say further north, will be seeing those fish soon if they haven't already. We'll see how they kind of stick around as the season goes on. Now it's time to get out there and get in on the action. We're talking, mid to late April is always a good time. May is phenomenal. Normally early May is one of my best times of the season, even late May into my birthday, say last week in May. So the next, 4 to 5 weeks is really a prime time season. Now it's time to get out there and get in on the action. Gear up Fisherman's Headquarters and get you ready to rock and roll. And I hope you enjoy the best that this spring has to offer. Have a great day.